What's going on, everyone? This is Dynamation4, and Mojang just released the 14W05 snapshot for Minecraft 1.8, and it's got quite a bit of interesting stuff. So, in survival, activator rails now have a more interesting use. If there's a regular minecart on them, you can see that the minecart starts shaking. What that actually does is it'll kick entities off of it. So, even if you were moving, try to hop in here, go forward, you get knocked off. And it just doesn't work with players, it also works with any of the entities that can ride in a minecart. And yeah, activator rails. The next thing, there's a different way that written books work. When you make the written book, you get something called the original, which you can guess what that means. So you make it, you get the original, and then if you were to copy the book in a crafting table, put them all in, you get copy of original, not original, so that when you take these out, the original is still in the crafting table, so you can craft more. And that's really it for the survival part of the update. Everything else is mostly for map makers and creative type things. So, big update this time. There's now a game mode 3. It is called Spectator mode. And when I step on the special plate, you'll see it'll give me that mode. And let's see what happens. Bloop. So now you can see it set me to spectator mode. I am now completely invisible, except for my head, for some reason. That may be different for other players. You can see other players in spectator mode, but people that aren't in spectator mode cannot see you. You can go through blocks. You cannot interact with blocks. You cannot even pull levers. You can see I don't even have a crossbar unless I'm hovering over a tile entity. Can't push buttons. Can't enter minecarts. But what you can do is, see I have a pig over here, and I'll talk about the shadow in a little bit. But if I left click on the pig as if I were going to punch the pig, see, my view just changed. I am now taking the pig's perspective, and if the pig were to start walking around, you could see I'd follow it. And this still is a little buggy right now. It's in very early development, this mode, so it is a little jumpy, but I'm following the pig around. I have no control over the pig's movement, and if I press left shift, I stop following it. So, yeah. And you can go, like I said, you can go through blocks, and you don't step on pressure plates. Another thing is, I told you about the tile entities. Well, if you can open chests, but you can't interact with them. You can't even move items around in your own inventory. See, even if I hit 3, it pops back. So if there were items in this chest, I would not be able to take them out. So the only way to get out is to do that, or have some command block do it. So this also works with minecarts. Like I said, you can't ride them, but you can take their camera. It's a little buggy, but you will follow the minecart around. See, the camera angle's kind of slanted, but it still works. You can't get out. Actually, you can't get out. Sorry. And yeah, you can't control it, but you just ride around in it. Someone else could get in the minecart if they were in spectator mode. They could do what you're doing. If they weren't, they could get in the minecart. And yeah. So the shadow around the pig is, you can see there's hitboxes there. That's because there's a new block. And it's not going to find it in the creative menu, because like the command block, it's only usable or giveable by ops, and it is the barrier. And if I give myself one, you can see it has a red X. Not sure if that's temporary or if that's actually what it's going to look like, but it has no visibility. Other than that, it is an entirely regular block. It behaves like a regular block, except for the fact that it's entirely see-through. So you can see over here, I put some trapdoors, levers, and other stuff on it. You can see through it. You can't walk through it, but you can see the bottom of the comparator. And it also transmits redstone through it, so I have the barrier here. And that works totally normal. And that's it for the 14W05A snapshot. Expecting to see a lot from spectator mode, and people are going to get a lot of uses out of those barriers, and spectator mode, I guess. The kicking entities out of minecarts could be pretty interesting if you don't want to have to break the minecart every time. And that is the 14W05A snapshot. Thanks for watching.